Hello everyone, it's Emma and welcome back to my channel and welcome to the RV. I'm not going to start every video like that, just these last few because it's so exciting because these last few videos have been about decluttering our old home and moving into the RV, and today I'm finally going to show you the whole RV. It's not going to take very long because the RV is not very big. So this is going to be an RV tour as well as how we furnished the RV sustainably tour. So whether we thrifted stuff, made stuff ourselves, or just sought out some eco-friendly brands. But if you're interested in more about how I sustainably declutter as well as just how I declutter in general, you can check out the first two videos I made about moving from our house into the RV. Those are both two very long videos about decluttering. You can check them out up here and down below. Anyway, let's get on with the tour. We're going to start on that end, which is the bedroom. The funny part about an RV is I just walked like 4 steps and I'm already here in the bedroom, sort of. Let me do like a 180. It's a tight squeeze right here. The comforter is from Buffy. Our sheets are from Sheets and Giggles, both of which are some eco-friendly bedding companies. Let me raise this up a little bit. There we go. I will leave all of the brands I have mentioned down below as well. And then Buffy sent us this one for free and it's so comfortable and so warm. We have only kept the heat on, I think twice all night, and it gets down into like the 40s, and this keeps us so warm. This is handmade by me. It is acrylic yarn, plastic, if you didn't know. So not the best, but I did make it myself and I love it and cherish it and I'm going to use it forever. So that's the bedding. The other part about the bedding is the mattress. This mattress, we did buy it brand new. So like that part's not eco. There was a different mattress in here and we didn't really like it. And instead of throwing it away, I gave it away for free on Facebook, and then we managed to get our other mattress in here, which is why it's a tight squeeze. We used to have 4 extra inches of like hallway space. It's not a hallway, of walkable space right here. And now we have a little bit less, so it is a little bit of a tight squeeze, but so worth it because it's so comfortable. Underneath the bed is a bunch of storage. It is mostly things like the pet supplies, so their food, litter, etc. You can hear Mochi getting out of her litter box right now, I think. All of our camping stuff, our outdoorsy stuff. It's kind of like the garage, so we have like our camping chairs. We have stuff for the RV like chalks. What else is for the RV? Our tarp that we like can sit down. Mochi's on the bed wiggling this. This is her favorite pastime. She likes to try to get in the cabinets. In our old house, if you don't know anything about an RV cabinets latch so that they don't fly open while you're driving. In normal houses, they don't latch, at least from my experience, wherever we've lived. And Mochi loves to open cabinets and doors, and she can't do that now, so she's really frustrated about that. What Dan has done, he drilled a hole and put in a cat door under here, but the litter box could be out of the way for, of course, our personal reasons, so it doesn't smell as much, it doesn't get in our way, and then also so Denahi doesn't eat it because he would. Moving on to the closet, we each have a small closet like this as well as an up closet like this. I'm going to show you Dan's side. I'm pretty sure his is more organized than mine. There's nothing extremely eco about our closets other than I did find a few baskets for them at Goodwill just to keep like our socks and underwear organized. All of the hangers in here we have already had. Now I'll take 1, 2, step over Denahi, 4, and I'm back where I was to begin with. Okay, over here is very exciting. This is our bookshelf. I'll show you a nice overview of it right here. But Dan built this. We did have a couch right here, and this was a couch that you could, it was just drilled in, so it was easy to just undrill it and take it out, and it laid down into a futon. And I'm like, I'm gonna give it away for free on Facebook. I'm sure someone will take it, and lo and behold, someone did take it. We wanted this bookshelf because we are gonna be living in here full time. This wasn't necessarily something that you would need to do if you were just taking this on like weekend trips, but we figured since we're gonna be in here full time for 6-7 months, potentially more, we have no idea. Again, I have no idea what we're going to be doing at the end of Skillbridge. So this is just really great to have extra storage for our camera stuff, for our bike stuff, for crochet stuff, for pet stuff, our books. What else do we have in there? We have like electronic stuff. We have our bags, like backpacks and stuff. So much in this bookshelf. Other parts to the bookshelf that are sustainable are a bunch of the baskets I got at Goodwill. I'll just insert the TikTok of me thrifting all of the baskets right here so I don't have to show you them all individually. But again, if you don't know anything about RV living, stuff gets jostled around when you're driving, as well as with these cabinets being so deep. I didn't want stuff to just be loose and like having to fish around for one item. Instead, I can be like, oh, there might be a bottle of Tylenol on there, but say I need some flash drives for filming. I can just pull out this one basket. Or say I need our hard drives, I can pull out this basket, the pet stuff, whatever. It's all organized, so I can just pull out the basket instead of looking for one item that's kind of just a mess sprawled about in the shelf. Some of these baskets we did have before. Most of them I did get secondhand when we first moved into our house in Vegas, and some of them are brand new, like this one. This one was from the Dollar Tree in Japan, but we've kept it and used it for a long time. I want to say that just because there's more than one way to be sustainable. Shopping secondhand is sustainable, shopping eco-friendly brands is sustainable, but shopping non-sustainable brands and making those things last as long as possible can be a form of sustainability. Some things on top of the bookshelf, let's angle it like this, shall we? We have my uniforms. Don't look at these. I'm going to donate them because I don't need them anymore. Yay! Here is, Dan and I each have a cute little wooden bowl for our stuff. Mine was thrifted. I got his brand new off of Etsy, but it is wooden. We also have our soil plant. I have one plant that's being propagated over here. I'll show you in a second, but this is our only plant in soil. Got some command hooks for him on the wall so he can grow upwards. Let's see, does he have any new? I don't think he's gotten any new leaves recently. And then next to him is the loamy. This is the only way that we're able to compost in an RV. We don't have curbside anymore for anything. So this has been great to reduce food waste still, as well as keep our RV smelling nice. Like, can you imagine a space this small with food in your trash can and pets? That would just bring also pests. So I'm really glad that we have the loamy. And I'm documenting my full use on here a little bit, as well as on TikTok, talking about like the highs and lows, the pros and the cons. And I'll be making a full video on here at the end of the 6 months talking about my review of using the loamy only for compost. Okay, we're gonna take another 1-2 steps and we're in the kitchen slash the office slash the living room. The only downside to removing the couch is now our dinette is the only place that we have to sit, which isn't like a huge downside. It's not the most comfortable, but I think that also encourages me to get outside more. We have camping chairs, we have an awning, we have a picnic table that like just came with the camp spot. There's nothing inherently sustainable about the dinette. It converts into a bed, which we don't really use. I don't think we'll ever have guests. It's a little bit too tall for Denahi, so we don't bother putting it down for him. He likes to cuddle up underneath the table. So we're gonna do a 180 and we're in the kitchen. Let's see. One of my favorite features of the kitchen is another thing that I made, which is this hanging basket. Again, with a space being so small, I really just wanted to maximize our counter space and not have a bunch of fruit and bread on the counter. So that's exactly what that's for. This is very sustainable. I made it out of a wooden dowel and cotton, 100% cotton yarn. So all of it can be composted if it ever gets broken or anything. I really like that I can slide it off of these dowels and wash it if need be, which is really nice. There's a pigeon. The critters really like watching the birds. You know what? Me too. Here's our other plant. He's looking a little sad. Oh, he's like really wilty. I don't know what to do about that. If anybody has any plant tips, let me know. I've propagated pothos before so many times in water and never had any issues. It might be a little too hot for him in this window maybe. Anyway, some other sustainable things we have in the kitchen, just standard bamboo dishware. And then to keep all of our brushes organized, this is just an upcycled jar. We have all of our dishes. This is all of our containers. This is all of our containers that we just kept from our old house. We have a couple metal ones, a couple glass ones, but mostly plastic just because it's the least breakable, it's the lightest, and when you're in an RV and you're towing it, you do have to worry about weight and then of course breakability with things when you're traveling. We do have this small shelf of breakables, which I had Dan build this so that way they could be a little more compact and hopefully not jostle so much. Those are just really just a bunch of upcycled jars that we can reuse for whatever we feel like. A couple mugs. I'm sure I've mentioned these before on the channel, but these are one of my favorite things, period, because they are like a little souvenir from Japan, but they're also one of my favorite trash finds. I found these on the beach, cleaned them up, and other cute little serving sets. I'm sure they're supposed to be used for tea. These bowls I found at Goodwill. These plates came with the RV secondhand, and then one thing I did buy new for the RV that I thought we would like is these bowls from Stojo. These are great because they're multi-purpose. You can use this to like eat dinner out of. You can use it to pack your lunch because it comes with a lid. It's not breakable because it's silicone, and it breaks down. Like, this is like, it checks all of the boxes for being RV friendly. The only downside is the lids. Yeah, I'm struggling right now. I only struggled with one that time, but usually the lids are so difficult to get on, and I think it's because the silicone is so flimsy. So that's the only downside, but other than that, those bowls are absolutely perfect. Everything else from the kitchen, from like our bakeware to our utensils, everything else we did just use from our old house. We didn't have to buy them again. Okay, over here we have the refrigerator. All we have in here right now is our bag of compost, again, to keep it from smelling. Once the bag is about 3/4 full, I dump it in the loamy and run a cycle. I have this ice cube tray. I love ice. This isn't our only way we can make ice, and I got this secondhand. There's nothing inherently sustainable about the fridge other than we just use a lot of upcycled jars to store stuff in. And I think something that's going to be really interesting now that we're in the RV and the fridge is so small for us. We used to shop like a week at a time. Now we have to shop like every 2 or 3 days because we don't have enough room, which I do think will help cut down on our food waste a lot. Not that we waste it a lot, but some things, as you know, get lost in the fridge, they go bad. So I'm pretty sure now that shopping every 3 days or so will help reduce our food waste. Under this side of the dinette is the pantry. I know this is probably not a normal place someone would put a pantry, and I didn't have it here at first. But then I decided I hated having the pantry up here, which I'll show you in a second. This makes way more sense to like get stuff in and out of. I'm not going to show you a whole lot in here. There are a few baskets that I found secondhand in here, as well as one brand new swap that I wanted to show off. I got 6 of these baskets. They are from a brand called Hay, spelled like the grass, Hay, H-A-Y. They're made from recycled plastic. They're so cute. And they have these little nubbies, which means you can stack them. But they also collapse for easy storage, and they fit cans perfectly. I'm just absolutely blown away. Love these baskets. And again, I have a ton of baskets down here just to keep stuff from wobbling around, and I can decide, oh, I need the baking basket, I need the basket of cans. It just makes it a lot easier. Something I do not like about RV life, and it's really minuscule, is that you just have to move a lot of stuff around to get to other stuff. And what I mean is our recycling bin. I have to move it to get stuff out of the pantry. I have to move it to get stuff out of like our electronics, kitchen gadgets cabinet. So that is a little annoying. Obviously, it's not the end of the world, but annoying. So we do have one can for recycling. It's our bigger one, and then we have a small trash can. It doesn't have a lid because we don't have any food waste in there. I do want to highlight our trash bags that we're using. I'm using a couple brands right now. I'm using these small kitchen ones from Repurpose. They did send me these. This video is not sponsored by anybody, but I really do like these trash bags because they are kitchen sized and they're compostable. I do have another roll of trash bags that is made from recycled materials from Grove that I got for free with a coupon from TreeCard. If you're not on TreeCard yet, I'll make a full video about it, but it's basically an app that gives you rewards for walking, as well as it plants trees per steps. I will always also support the recycling industry with trash bags like that. While we're talking about bags, I have been getting back into using disposable zipper bags like these from Hold On for a couple reasons. One being that I try to use as little breakable things in here as possible, just with all the jostling around. 2, they're moldable. For example, I give Denahi a lot of our food waste, like cauliflower stems, and I used to put them in solid containers, but with the fridge being so small, it's easier to put it in a bag like this, so that way I can like squeeze it into the nooks and crannies instead of using a big container that takes up a lot of space. I do wash and reuse these until I absolutely can't use them anymore, and then I throw them in the Lomi because they are compostable. I don't think I mentioned that. Those are compostable zipper bags from Hold On, and I really love them. Last step in the kitchen, we have our entertainment system. We have our Xbox and our Switch. We got the Switch secondhand, which is really cool. I'm addicted to Zelda games. Dan got the Switch for himself when he was deployed in Romania, and he got back and showed me Breath of the Wild, and I'm like, I love this game. This is my whole personality now. And by the time you're seeing this video, Tears of the Kingdom will come out, and that's all I'll be doing. Anyway, if you are into Zelda games, let me know, and we could talk about them together. The last thing in the kitchen, behind the TV, is the pantry that I hinted at. Nothing in there that like I'm too jazzed about, I suppose. Just kidding. I'm not gonna get them out because it's kind of a pain to get stuff out of the pantry, which is why I don't really use it. We have a couple more baskets in there from Hay. We have a couple more baskets that I got secondhand or at the Japanese thrift store like 5 years ago that I'm still using. And then there is one more, see if you can see it, one more crocheted basket hanging from the ceiling right here. Can you see it? Yeah, a little bit. That is for like potatoes and onions and stuff that should be kept in cool, dark places. Okay, and then behind door number 1 is the bathroom. This is gonna be interesting because it is very small in here. Let's see. I might have to put you in the bathtub. Okay, that's not too bad. Anyway, you are up against one wall, I'm up against one wall, and this is a wide angle lens. So if that doesn't tell you how small this bathroom is, I don't know what will. Anyway, here's the bathroom. I'll give you a quick overview, panning with the camera, but I'll also talk about some things in here. We have this pantry. That's not even close to what this is. Right here. Right here we have a hamper that came with the RV. I don't really like it. The handles are kind of broken. Something I was not excited about was our handheld Tushy bidets. Here's what they look like. I got these for Dan, and I think in like Christmas 2021. We each have one. Don't worry, we're not sharing one. But you just load it up with water, open it right here. Mochi, is that you? This is the spigot you squeeze and hold and aim it yourself instead of like turning a knob. A bidet was non-negotiable. Once you use a bidet, you will never go back, and you can't hook up a bidet to these toilets. So this has been great. It's not perfect by any means, but it is so much better than not using a bidet. So if you're in the same situation where your toilet can't be hooked up to a bidet, or you just want a way cheaper option, these are so much cheaper than the actual ones that you hook up to. This is a great swap. They're perfect for road trips, for camping, for traveling. I'm gonna take this everywhere now that I like it. I was so scared to use it. I don't know why. I had it for like 2 whole years, and then I finally used it in the RV. never going back. We still have our Bodhi reusable tissues in here, which we are absolutely obsessed with. I've got this refillable soap from Hello that I really like. I don't like soap bars. I have my box of period underwear right here. It's great. They're easy to access. They're easy to put away. And I thought for sure Mochi wouldn't find her way into them. And if you thought, what does that even mean? That was her favorite place to nest in our old house. She would open the cabinet, find her way into my basket of period underwear and sleep on them, which isn't a terrible thing, except for she sheds so bad. And I'm like, that's the last thing I want in my underwear is cat hair. And I thought for sure she would not bother them up here. Guess the first spot she went when we moved in here? The period underwear. Maybe she likes it because they smell like me. Kinda nasty, but at the same time, kinda cute. In here, nothing inherently sustainable except for all of these containers I did find secondhand. They're still working through several brands of eco detergents. I've got some Clean Cult. I think I have some Kind in there, the laundry strips that I'm still not super excited about. Underneath the sink is basically toilet stuff and cleaning stuff. As I said, with that coupon I got for Grove from Tree Card, I got a few more products from them. I got this stain remover, got this entire caddy of like sustainable cleaners that come in glass and little tiny glass bottles to refill. And these have been great as well. In here, I'm looking at the medicine cabinet now. Again, nothing like inherently sustainable. If you want my full zero waste bathroom tour, I'll leave that video up here. It is from my old house, but all of the products are the same. Bamboo toothbrush, leaf razor, my handmade oils. It's all exactly the same, so you can just check out this video for in-depth bathroom stuff. Something I do really like about this shower head, and I'll show you a quick close up. You can't see it from here. The actual top of the shower head has a little lever that you can push to turn the water off and on, so that way when you're lathering your hair, you don't have to have the water running. When you're shaving, you don't have to have the water running, which is really nice. If we ever want to take this off grid for water conservation, but just water conservation in general, that's something I'm very passionate about now that I live in the desert. And if you want more water conservation tips, you can check out this video. Other stuff in here, I have my shampoo and conditioner back here from Plain. I have a shampoo bar from High Bar, and then we have just a generic body wash bar. And I think that's it for the bathroom. Okay, the last thing I want to talk about in the RV is how we're using natural light and natural air. We're probably gonna have to use a little bit more heat once we get to Spokane because it is like highs of 40s right now. And I'm cold. I'm always cold. But right now in Vegas, it's like in the 60s still, so it's so pleasant to just open all the windows and let the air flow through, so we're not using any AC. And then we turn on the heat like a little bit at night just to heat it up, and then we get under the blankets. So we're using very little energy in that capacity, as well as all of the windows open. As you can see, there was a skylight here, there was a skylight in the bathroom, so we really don't have to use any electricity during the day to run our lights. So that's just one way that we're making it a little bit more eco-friendly. Some ways that we're not making it eco-friendly are, of course, traveling. When we pull it, we have to use our gas guzzling truck, and when you're pulling, you're not getting very good gas mileage, so that's unfortunate. As well as the only way to heat this thing and use any cooking devices and even heat the water is gas with propane. I made a video about natural gas. I think it was in April. You can check it out up here if you want to hear my full thoughts. I'm still anti-natural gas and still anti-fossil fuels, but like, you have to do what you have to do, right? And I just wanted to be open and honest that while this whole video, of course, was to promote how I'm making this space more eco-friendly, I'm also not perfect, and we still do a few wasteful things here and there, whether out of necessity, things like using gas and non-recyclable toilet paper, and also some of them just because we want to. For example, like still buying bread in plastic just because I don't have the space or the time to make bread in here right now. On top of like making things like the hanging basket myself and making blankets myself for this space, a few other ways that we're making this space a little more homey, of course, was personalizing the bookshelf, keeping a bunch of stuff that we wanted to keep, not just necessities, like our books, like our hobby stuff. Our crochet Dan has some whittling stuff. We also got this poster secondhand, which is a cute little scratch off of the national parks. And then my handmade rug as well. This is something that I love, that brightens up the space, makes it more colorful because it is very tan and beige in here, which is fine. I kind of like the natural aesthetic for filming and stuff, but I do still like having some personal touches in here, and this really ties the area together. And I was like, where are we going to put cat scratchers for Mochi? I don't want her scratching up the furniture. She's so good about using cat scratchers, so I'm like, I need to include them for her. So I just wrapped our table legs in twine. So now she has 2 giant cat scratchers. She loves them. She uses them all the time. I'm very happy with how it's all come together. I'm really happy with living in here. I wasn't sure how I would feel about it with it being so small, and with Mochi, I thought she would hate it. Now she loves it. She loves sitting either by the screen door or up here in this big beautiful window and watching birds. We're gonna get her a bird feeder when we get to Washington so she can watch the birds. That's so cute. And she's been really liking going out on her leash now too. Only at night. She's still really scared about it. Denahi also loves getting to sit outside so much more than he used to. And I think we're all really loving it so far. I'm really surprised but really happy with how it's all turning out. So thank you for coming along and spending this time with me and getting to know my new home and how I'm making it eco-friendly. If you want to see how I made my home in Las Vegas eco-friendly, you can check out this video up here. And if you want to see how I made my home in Japan eco-friendly, you can check out that video down below. If you want any more content like this on sustainable home, sustainable tiny home, or maybe a little bit more niche like sustainable RV living, sustainable mobile living, let me know. I do have some videos coming this summer on how to live zero waste while you're on vacation, how to live zero waste while you're going through big life changes like moving, and how to live zero waste outdoors, so like while you're hiking and exploring and stuff like that. And I really do want to incorporate more of that like zero waste plus hiking, zero waste outdoors type stuff into my content. So if you have any specific questions about that, anything specific you want to see on those topics, let me know, because I really want to make them. That's what I'm really passionate about, and like combining my two loves of environmentalism and hiking and getting outside. So again, thank you for watching. I really appreciate your time. Don't forget to leave this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you're new here, and join this community where we talk about all sorts of things zero waste, focusing on free, easy, and fun ways to live low waste, and practical ways to be an activist. Next week's video, we're finally hopping off of this like sustainable moving train, and we're going to be talking about laundry sheets again. I talked about them in December, and I mentioned them briefly in the bathroom about how I'm kind of iffy about laundry sheets. If I have cards, you can check it out up here, but if not, you can check it out down below. How laundry detergent sheets are actually not as sustainable as we thought they were. Anyway, Shelby from Shelbizzle made a video talking about them, and I have a response to her video. So be sure to subscribe and come back next week. Again, I appreciate your time. I'll see you next week. Until then, remember that your small actions have a big impact in the long run. Bye, guys. Okay, testing the audio. Testing the audio. I don't know if this is gonna work. First off, hopefully you can't hear the wind. Second off, the jet. I just want to see if you can hear that, because it's so loud. I haven't had a problem with jets since we lived in Japan, so this is kind of annoying. Oh, I think Dan texted me. And instead of throwing it away, I gave it for free on Facebook. And instead of throwing it away, I gave it away for free on Facebook. Subscribe and come back next week. Oh my gosh. So be sure